Hardest year of my life is 2018. That's the hardest year I've ever experienced. And during that year, at some point there was a breaking point. It came. My situation at home, I had a terrible older sister. She put me through a lot, especially physically. I don't have a father to teach me how to be a man. I didn't have something like that. And meanwhile, here's a woman who's like 9 years older than me and physically abusing me on my holidays. It was like varsity was a lot on me. At the same time, I'm thinking about my life and my dreams as to what I want to be, but equally I want to die. And at the time, I feel like I got into a relationship with someone where I put my existence into her. And she told me she can't be with me because I'm broken. I think all of those factors of fighting and people not wanting to see me succeed and me thinking about everything that's happened in my life as a kid and all that, it was starting to build up. Or rather, it had built up. And now it was like, at that point of like, I'm gonna burst. Following morning, I woke up, I just took like these Alijex pills, purchased alcohol, started drinking. Now, what stopped me from taking more is because my sister called me, but something that she said that made me stop. And I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this. That weekend, I think, was the definitive weekend. And I think that's the weekend where a lot of people close to me at the time told me that I have to go to Kiso, or I have to go to a place where I find help, because they care about me, but they can't help. They don't know how to help me. And I think when you see people support you, even more, you start to like, it makes you be like, man, maybe I gotta try it.
When we look at mental health or mental illness, it doesn't discriminate age, race, gender, class, religion. It can affect anyone and anyhow, anywhere. What we know from SADAG's experience is that in South Africa, the youngest suicide has been 6 years old. The onset of a mental illness is normally in late adolescence, early adulthood, so between the ages of 17 and 23. So it would be very understandable that we would have high rates of mental health issues in that age group. They often deal with a lot of different problems, don't have enough coping skills or feel like they can talk to anyone, and that's when they make a quick decision to end their life. What we do know with children, adolescents, and even young adults is that our brains are not fully developed, so we don't have the capacity emotionally, psychologically to deal with all these problems. And it's never just one thing that causes someone to feel suicidal, and it doesn't just happen overnight. It's normally a combination of these issues over a period of time, and that's why we have to do so much more to support our teenagers and our next generation. We're having to talk about mental health and equip our teenagers with resources, coping tools, techniques on dealing with these different stresses and traumas and issues that they're dealing with that perhaps teenagers 20 years ago weren't dealing with. And it is something that we have to do a lot better at, because we're hearing of too many teens who are taking their lives.
If someone says to you, you're not okay, don't try and brush it off and be like, nah, I'm alright. So you need to accept it. You need to say, or if you feel depressed, saying, I'm depressed, I need help.